The search and rescue mission continues in George following the collapse of a multi-story building on Monday afternoon. 7 people have been confirmed dead, with 39 still pinned underneath the debris. Rescue workers are currently on site in efforts to retrieve those unaccounted for. About 200 rescue workers are on site, and SABC News reporter Tanya Krause, as well as the Western Cape Disaster Management Chief Director Colin Dana, will be speaking to us. So let's start with you then, Tanya. Of course, a lot of focus is on whether or not right now as we speak, the number of those who have died is still at 7 and some of those unaccounted for still at 39. So give us a sense in terms of how things are looking.
Yes, good afternoon. The numbers are still the same at the moment. There is a larger machinery being used at the site, demolition machinery. Although officials say that it is not yet a search and recovery operation, it is still a search and rescue operation. From tomorrow, they will make the call after 72 hours. That will be after 2 o'clock, whether it will become a recovery operation. But amidst this tragedy, what has been heartwarming is how the community of George has come together. And I'm standing here with one of the coordinators of the volunteers and the donations. It is Herman Pinar from the organization Love George. And Herman, just tell us a bit more about what you guys have been doing, how it is being coordinated.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the opportunity. And what you see behind me is community at work. It is literally everybody in the community that's come together and assist where they can. So I was called at 2:15, about 10 minutes after this happened, and it was a few phone calls, and on our Facebook group, Georgiete staan saam, we just said, listen, we need stuff, and within half an hour, people just showed up. Listen, come and what can we do? What can we help? What can we bring? And people just started, at that stage we just thought, okay, let's just get stuff for the people working here. And from experience with the Narsna fires and the Nikwa fires, we just put stuff in place for the community to come and help. And it's amazing. George is just a different place. You know, we will fight a week ago about the elections, but when the call goes out, listen, help, there's people in need. There's just the community just comes together. And so literally we will ask on the groups, listen, we need 5 tables. Half an hour later, there's 15 tables and chairs and whatever. And obviously people out there in the community that's got experience in certain things, they would come and say, listen, but have you got this, have you got that? And it will just become, things will just start happening. And everybody thinks, listen, I'm this great person. No, I'm just coordinating. That's all that it is. It's the community. And it's also that it's a South African thing, you know, Ubuntu, helping each other. And just get the thing done. So at the moment what we are doing, actually from Monday night, is that we are caring for the workers here. You know, they from today on they're working 6-hour shifts, but some of them were 24 hours on site and working. And so we are we're giving them 3 hot meals and there's cool drink and bar ones and, you know, that energites and stuff like that they need, and also balm, you know, lip balm, that type of thing. So yes, no, community is amazing. This is community in action.
Thank you so much, Herman. And back to you in the studio.
All right, Tanya, thank you so much for that update. Quite heartwarming to see how the community is also helping and being part of this very difficult moment there in George. That's SABC News reporter Tanya Krause. Let's now speak to the Western Cape Disaster Management Chief Director, and that is Colin Dana, who joins us live now. Colin, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. What can you tell us about where you are in terms of the rescue operation?
Hi, good evening. So yes, we had a very good night last night. During the night, so we recovered our last live victim at about 1:30 this morning. but we were also able to rescue 2 other people in other parts of the building and 4 people in the basement. So that was quite good. But as I said, since then, we haven't had contact with. We are aware of certain areas where people are trapped that are deceased, but we can't give those numbers yet because we're not sure how many they are. We have had some problems with the stability of the building, so it's necessitated us to make quite a couple of changes in terms of our operations. What we're doing at the moment is we are stabilizing the front of the building, and we have tunneled into the back of the building where we're sending teams into the basement to start looking for people, and then we're also opening the lift shaft on the top of the building and trying to see if we can't access through the lift shaft. So that's where we stand at the moment.
How much of a delay does it cause as well, especially when you're now finding that some parts are unstable?
It's quite a big delay. It does throw your plans out completely. Unfortunately, you can't predict it because of the fact that it's not a design thing; it's a collapsed structure. So if you take it's a building that was 5 stories high, and if you look at it now, it's probably not higher than 1 story. So you can imagine how much just an absolute volume of concrete that is just lying in front of us. So it does make a huge difference to the operation. We also have to start moving to a lot more kind of demolition equipment, cranes, big demolition trucks. And then we're getting more of that in to start delayering this building.
And how crucial then are the next hours, especially given the fact that it's now, been since Monday, and one is looking at the race against time, and it's still a rescue operation, but then, of course, some difficult decisions may need to be made in the coming days.
It's very crucial, but obviously because, people have been trapped for a long time, and people would get dehydrated if they had injuries, it could only have got worse. So it's absolutely critical that we use as much time, all the time we've got. We're obviously working through the night again, which is, what we'll continue doing. And so the delays have made it really difficult. But as I said, it's not something that we ever would have control over.
And what can you tell us, Colin, about those who are currently in hospital in terms of how they're doing?
Yeah, as far as I know, they're doing quite well. I haven't had an update recently. We know that there have been some very serious injuries, and I know that 2 people passed away in hospital, but I don't have much more information on that at the moment.